So here's an image that I find really useful when describing or differentiating the different forms of data analytics. In this diagram, we're seeing that there's 4 different forms of data analytics, and we can look at them in terms of their complexity and their value add contribution, or how valuable the information is that you get out of this form of analytics. So to begin with, we look at descriptive analytics. So descriptive analytics is used to answer the question, what happened? So this is going to look at historical data and simply summarize it or describe it through different means. This form is helpful, but the value of the different forms of analytics, this is the lowest value add. But this is quite often where we need to begin to study our data. Now the next form is a little bit more complex, but it's also a little bit more valuable, and this is diagnostic analytics. Diagnostic analytics is going to answer the question of why did it happen? So now we can also look at our historical data and look at we understand something happened, but we're going to look at that data to understand why it happened. And that's useful to either try to replicate those actions to get the same results in the future, or to make some changes so that we don't experience that result again. So this actually provides a greater value than descriptive analytics, although it is a little bit more complex to complete. So diagnostic analytics is a little bit more complex and a little bit better value add. Now next, we're going to move to a more sophisticated form of analytics, and this is predictive analytics. So predictive analytics is going to answer the question of what will happen. So here we're going to use our historical data to develop trends and predictions of the future based on past events. So this will help us guess at what's going to happen. So we don't know for sure, but based on existing trends, we can then provide some type of predictive or prediction for future events. And again, as you can see, that's probably more value added than understanding what happened or why it happened, but it is going to be more complex to complete. And then the final form of data analytics is prescriptive analytics. Now, prescriptive analytics is going to answer the question of what should we do? So this is going to look at the optimal conditions or the optimal outcome, and then come up again using historical data to develop models that's going to determine all the different possibilities and the optimal result, so that you are able to optimize your result by using certain or having certain conditions being met. So that's not only going to predict, but it's also going to prepare the organization or an optimal result. Again, that will be the greatest value add of the 4 forms of data analytics, but it is also the most complex. So when we look at data analytics, we can describe data analytics, or we can categorize data analytics through 4 forms. Descriptive analytics, again, that answers the question of what happened. Diagnostic analytics, which answers the question of why did it happen. Predictive analytics, which answers the question of what will happen. And prescriptive analytics, which answers the question of what should we do.